20 goals, 2 assists for him this season. You are now the top American goal scorer in a top 5 European league. Why has your game translated so well in France?
Yeah, I think for many reasons. I think the primary reason was the opportunity I got playing back-to-back games and having a run of games in the team, which of course helps any young player. And then on top of that, I adjusted quick to a new league. I settled in with my teammates, and we made great relationships, and it showed on the pitch.
Balo, I want to ask you about Will Still, your manager. A lot has been mentioned about, obviously, when you guys were going through that crazy win streak, his background and playing Football Manager. But he also seems like someone who's inspired the team. How do you think he's inspired you to score so many goals?
Yeah, when he took charge, he knew my quality because he was around the group before he became the head coach. So as soon as he took charge, he just said to a few members in the team that he wants us to just really keep them around the team high because we was going through a change of managers and background staff. He wanted us to just be together, work hard, and then yeah, we just as you said went on some sort of run and just went from game to game, and we just built up crazy momentum, and it really helped us throughout the season.
Hey man, so you've got the game this weekend. When do you travel to Vegas?
I think report on the 6th. But yeah, to be honest, I'm just focused on the final game here at Rennes. And yeah, just wanna go out with a win for the fans because they deserve it for sure.
So, do you understand? I want you to go into Vegas knowing how much hype you have created for yourself and all of the fans here for the United States with the Instagram posts, the announcement. Do you understand how much people love you already? You haven't even kicked a ball for the United States.
No, I mean, this was something I noticed before I committed my future, but I mean, the support that I've received has been phenomenal. I mean, it's been overwhelming at times, and I just can't thank them enough. And I mean, my aim, once the season's done here, is to head out to camp, meet up with the team, train, work hard, and then I can't wait to just have the opportunity to play in front of all the American supporters and just give my best, and yeah, just do my best, really.
Yeah, no, Balo, you played fantastically. You put yourself in the frame to be considered for a number of national teams. Obviously, we saw the tour. We saw you in the States. I'm sure some of the guys like Yunus Musa were in your ear trying to get you to come over. What were the conversations like with your family and your closest friends when you were making this decision? Obviously, you've got Nigerian parents. You're born in England. What were those conversations like?
Yeah, I mean, there was numerous conversations because this is something that went on for a while. There was things that needed to happen before we could have reached this stage. But I mean, our family was super encouraging. They really wanted me to represent USA. And when I, of course, made the final decision, we were just also delighted. We was gathered together. And he was just really looking forward to what the future holds.
What was it specifically about the U.S. that drew your attention? It could be about the country or it could be about the national team. But it seems like it's a young squad. There's a lot of excitement around it. What was it specifically that made you say, I think I want to be a part of this?
I think there was many reasons, but as you said, specifically, it was the connection I felt I had whenever I went back to America. I've been to many different parts, but New York especially, there was just a sense of belonging and the connection I had. And then, of course, seeing the team, speaking to different teammates. And yeah, I just really like the project. I really like where it could head. I think this is just the beginning for US soccer. And I really think it's going to become something spectacular in the future, in the near future as well.
I'm happy you said that, bro. When you come out here, I'm gonna take you to the best pizza spots. I'm gonna get you a Brooklyn accent. Bro, we home, baby. We're gonna get you a statue.
He's gonna walk into the next USMNT national team like, yeah.
It was good, my guy. Balo's in the house.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll hold you to it.
Yo, I'm being dead ass.
Flo, give us a little window into Flo, not the footballer, but the person. What's Balo's favorite food? What do you like doing in your off time? I heard you're like sick at ping pong for some reason.
Yeah, I am really good at ping pong. I mean, I've said it before publicly, but I mean, it's a hobby that I have away from football. Of course, not all your time can be spent playing football and practicing. Sometimes you need to take your mind away from the game. But yeah, I like ping pong. In terms of my hobbies, I just like pretty much the usual things, you know, just chill with my friends, to chill with my family, very, very relaxed. Of course, at the right times, I like to go out and party. But yeah, I would just say I'm a usual 21-year-old. I get up to what a 21-year-old at my sort of age and field would normally do.
Well, Balo, it looked like you had a really good time when you were visiting Orlando, but you're about to head to Vegas, which is just a whole other kind of good time.
Much more dynamic than Orlando.
Yeah.
It's the other city of lights. Have you ever been to Las Vegas? Have you visited?
No, I haven't. It's my first time.
So obviously you're going to be very focused on the match and specifically against Mexico. But is there, are you going to clock in some pool time? It's kind of known for its hotels and their incredible pools. Are you going to get any downtime in Vegas to just hang?
I'm not sure of the itinerary. I still need to look over it properly after my season's done. But it depends. Whatever the itinerary says, I'll just follow that and be respectful of the team and of the culture of the camp.
I'm going to give you a little hint, by the way. First time I flew to Vegas, I looked out the window on the airplane. I'm like, yo, we must be lost. We're in the middle of the desert. It's in the middle of the desert. You're going the right way.
It's real hot, too.
You're going to think
hot.
it's a trick.
Look, it's crazy, crazy hot, but it's dry heat. So just be warned. Be warned. No humidity, but very, very high temps. I
want to know, what went through your mind as you watched England versus the U.S. in this last World Cup?
Yeah, if I'm being honest with you, I didn't actually watch that game in particular. I think I can't remember what I was doing at the time, but I was occupied with something. But I didn't watch that game. But of course, I saw the social media reaction to that game. It was crazy. I thought the US held a really good account of themselves, and it was just amazing to see how they performed during that World Cup. And yeah, I think from now speaking to the boys, I know that there was disappointment because they wanted to go a lot further and they felt that they couldn't. So it just shows that there's a lot of ambition. And as I said before, this is only the start, and I feel like the future is going to be really bright for US soccer in particular.
I think the only thing we're missing in that game is a striker, so welcome aboard, buddy.
Speaking of strikers, Balo, who have you modeled your game on? Who did you come up emulating? Who did you want to be when you were a young player coming up?
Yeah, obviously I grew up in the Arsenal Academy. That's where I learned most of my trade. Fortunately for me, when I was about 13 or 14, I had the opportunity to train with Thierry Henry. He took us for a few sessions. And yeah, I'd be lying if I said Thierry's not somebody that I've looked up to since I was really, really young. Of course, there's other players. Brazilian Ronaldo, I'm sure you guys are aware. I mean, the quality he has is just unbelievable. But yeah, I would just say my game is more of a blend of just people that I've taken inspiration from. But I wouldn't say I'm based on a particular player.
Hey, Thierry Henry is part of the CVS family. Is there anything you want to ask him? Because I'll text him right now. If you could ask him anything, what would it be?
Balo's going to be like, I'll text him, bro. I don't need to ask you.
I speak with Thierry because, as I said, I had the relationship with him from Arsenal. And then since me coming out to the French league, I saw him doing some commentary work before the game, and I spoke to him. So we have a close relationship. I speak to him, and of course, if I have any questions, I ask him, and he always gives me in-depth replies. So he's just a really nice person to have in the corner, you know. So I'm appreciative for that relationship.
Now, we've talked about the football. Now we got to talk about the important things. Let's talk about the drip. I see the ice in the ears. Tell me, what's your style inspiration, and who is the worst dressed player on Rem? I know you have somebody in mind because you immediately put your head back.
We're going to get me in trouble. No, I mean, in terms of the style, I believe I'm just pretty blowing. I don't take it too seriously. I'm not really too bothered about that sort of stuff. And yeah, I just kind of go into my room, look in my wardrobe, and it always just seems to be an outfit I put together. So yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a big fashionista, but in terms of worst style here at Rent, there's a few, to be fair. I've got to.
Wow! You got a 5-a-side of bad drip?
I have to give it to my close friend. His name's Emmanuel Agbadi, centre back. But yeah, he's come into training with some pretty questionable looks at times.
You think that strikers have better fits than defenders?
Yeah, defenders are punch in, punch out.
Yeah.
Goalkeepers are the worst, though.
Yeah.
Except for Mike Magnan.
Exactly.
Except for Mike Magnan. He's the only one holding it down for goalkeeper.
Absolute exception to that rule.
Goalkeepers do sometimes. They're in a different planet.
Well, Balo, looking ahead, you know, when you think about your role on this U.S. men's national team, this is the first time that people are going to watch you with this side. What kind of impression do you hope to make in front of a U.S. audience who is already full on the Balo hype train?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important for me, especially, to not get ahead of myself. You know, I still need to earn my place in the team. I'm not going in there with the mentality that I've warranted anything. I've warranted a starting position. I know that I need to impress the manager and impress my teammates. But of course, I want to leave a strong impression on the fans watching. I know that these are important games, so I want to be my best to help the team in any way I can. And of course, the game that comes.
Well, Balo, we can't thank you enough for taking the time to join us today. We are so very excited to watch you in Vegas. Best of luck and safe travels.
Appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. My pleasure.